Assalamu alaikum. This is Sumbal Daniel, your facilitator at KAID, and today we are going to have a look at the introduction to the structure of a micro-teaching. What is micro-teaching? Micro-teaching is a procedure in which a student teacher or trainee teacher practice teaching with a reduced number of students in a reduced period of time, with an emphasis on a narrow and specific teaching. Lesson plans are imperative in outlining important components of teaching. That is, micro-teaching is a real teaching situation to reduce the complexity of teaching, strategies for engaged learning after feedback, and is a good way to boost learning of students during macro-teaching lesson planning. Micro-teaching is a teacher training and faculty development technique whereby the teacher reviews a recording of a teaching session in order to get constructive feedback from peers or students about what has worked and what improvement can be made to their teaching technique. Additionally, planning lessons at the macro level helps a teacher stay on track so that he or she be able to meet her goals and cover the entire curriculum before the school year ends. Micro-teaching occurs when a teacher works with a small group of students for a short period of time, 10 to 15 minutes, for specific content identified during the macro-teaching. Micro-teaching is a cycle, and there are 6 steps in micro-teaching cycle. As you can see, a cycle on the screen. This is micro-teaching cycle. The first step is plan. It means that the teacher plans the lesson in the first step. Second step is teaching for 6 minutes. In the third step, the teacher takes feedback from the peers or the students within 6 minutes or less. Then he replans the lesson. It takes almost 12 minutes. After replanning, he reteaches the lesson in about 6 minutes. After reteaching, the teacher again gets the feedback from the students or the peers. It means that after the first feedback, the teacher gives an improved lecture or the lesson and then again takes the feedback, which improves his lesson and the understanding of the students. Coming to the micro-teaching lesson plan, it involves 8 steps. The first step is lesson title. So, a teacher selects the lesson title. Then, he allocates time. For micro-teaching, it is almost 15 minutes. Then, he describes the learning outcomes, which he sets to achieve from the students. Number 4 is pre-assessment. In this step, the teacher identifies prior knowledge and assesses whether or not the learner has already accomplished outcomes. The fifth step is opening the lesson, in which the teacher gains the attention of the students and motivates them. The sixth step is learner engagement and participation. In this step, the teacher describes or specify learning activities and interaction he is planning. In the 7th step, post-assessment, the teacher assesses whether he has met his learning objectives or not. The last step is summary, in which the teacher asks the class to think that whether now they can solve the real-life problems involving the given topic. Dear participants, now I am going to present a model lesson about micro-teaching, and the topic is bar graph. The learning outcomes that I have set are that student will have a clear concept of bar graph and they will be able to apply the concept in their daily life. Hello students, today we are going to do an interesting activity in the class. Can you tell me who is tallest among you? Oh, so both of you think that you are tallest? So let's have a competition. and we can involve another guy as well. Let's see. Wasim is 5 feet tall. Asma is 4 feet. Salman is 5.5 feet. So, Salman is the tallest boy in the class. Salman, you are the winner in the class, so now you are going to give a treat to your class fellows. Are you happy that you are tallest in the class? Let's have another activity in the class. What is your favorite color among these? Red, yellow, blue, and green. Okay. So, 10 students have raised their hands that they like the red color. 5 students are raising their hands that they like yellow color. Wow, 20 students have blue as their favorite color. 15 students have green as their favorite color. Do you know we can plot this data using a bar graph? What is a bar graph? A bar graph is a chart that plots data using rectangular bars or columns. These bars are also called bins. Wow, this is a bar graph. And what is written over there? This is a vertical bar graph. Why it is called a vertical bar graph? Because there are vertical bars in this graph. As we collected the data from the class that 10 students like red color, so you can see that I have written red, yellow, blue and green color on the horizontal axis, whereas along the vertical axis I have written my scale at equal spaces 0, 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. You can also observe that this is a table of 5. Now, 10 students like red color, so our red bar goes up to 10 in the scale. 5 students like yellow color, so the bar is up to the number 5. 20 students like blue color, so blue bar goes up to 20. 15 students like green color, so the green bar goes up to 15. Now, can you give me some of the examples that why do we use bar graph? Can you think out of the box that why have we plotted this bar graph? Yes, to represent given data. To give a quick judgment of maximum and minimum value of data. And it also tells us the overall trend of the data. Let's go back to our example and look. By looking at this bar graph, you can instantly tell that what is the most favorite color in the class, and that is blue, because it is obvious that blue is the largest bar. What is the least favorite color in the class? It is yellow, and you can instantly tell it by looking at the bar graph. So this is the practical use of the bar graph. Now there is another real life example about bar graph. You can write the names of the months from January to December along the horizontal axis, and then you can write the number of students along the vertical axis. Then you can plot that how many students have birthday in each month. After looking at the bar graph, can you tell that in which month the highest number of students have birthday? Yes, it is June, and we can see right in the middle. And in which month the least number of students have birthday? Yes, it is August, because it is the smallest tiny bar. Dear students, do you have any questions? Ask please. So students, since you have participated very well in the class during my lecture, so I will give you a reward in the form of candies. So let's see who are the winners in the class. Yes, Ali has got 4 candies, Zan has got 6 candies, Sana has got 8 candies. If you look at this bar graph, I have already plotted a bar graph for Ali, Zan and Sana. You can see that Ali has 4 candies, so the graph is showing up to the 4 blocks. Zan has 6 candies, so it has occupied 6 blocks. For Sana, 8 blocks have been occupied. Now your home assignment is that this is a vertical bar graph and you have to make a horizontal bar graph. At the end, I want to tell you that there are so many uses of bar graph in our daily life. You might have listened in the news that highest number of COVID cases in one day during last week, and they represent it using bar graph. Then another way of representing bar graph is the highest temperature of any city in last 7 days. So next time, whenever you go to Murray or some hilly station, please do not forget to check the highest temperature in the last 7 days. Now, your homework is to find out some daily life examples that you can plot using bar graphs and in which you can compare the data. Dear participants, so this was a model micro teaching lesson. Now I encourage all of you that please select any of these topics and prepare a micro teaching lesson on it. These are 6 topics ranging from grade 1 to grade 5. And remember that when you have prepared the micro teaching lesson and you will be representing it, you will be checked or judged according to the given criteria. This is called peer or student's observation. It has 6 steps or checkpoints: set induction, planning, presentation, pupil participation, use of AVAs, closure, and any other suggestion for the speaker. So this was an introduction to the micro teaching. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you.